Okay, today I'm reviewing the Yale Assure 2 Smart Lock. And I can assure you, too, that this will be a no BS review. All right, I'm already resorting to rhyming here. I don't use a script, by the way. Now, I researched a lot of smart locks, and I chose this one for my house. I've had it for about 8 months. I have 2 young kids, and I wanted a smart lock that you can open with your fingerprint. I don't want them having to deal with keys or remembering or losing codes. My goal was to have them walk up to the door, press their fingerprint to the fingerprint reader, and get right in. Yes, that was my dream, and this was the smart lock I chose to achieve it. And let me say right off the bat, this is a pretty good product, but I have mixed feelings.
It sucks. It sucks. It actually sucks.
Okay, let's just go with mixed feelings.
I do not like it.
I do like it.
I've had this lock for a while, and I've been meaning to review it for a while, but every time I wanted to, I've had another little issue that prevented me from doing so. And if I reviewed this just a month in, it's much different than 8 months in. And just to give you a little spoiler, there are a lot of positives about this smart lock and a few negatives. So I'm going to give you a comprehensive review, and you can choose for yourself whether it's right for you. So right off the bat, I paid for this lock with my own money. It's installed in the door of my house right now. I was not asked to do this review. This is completely of my own volition. And even for products that are sent to me for free, I still give 100% unbiased reviews. And if you like that sort of thing, please subscribe to my channel, because every review I do is as comprehensive as I can make it, unbiased, and I give you the truth. No fluff. So let's get started. So let's start with the design and build quality. So overall, I think this is a very attractive device. It looks very nice both on the inside and on the outside. You turn it the way you think it would to lock it and unlock it. It's very easy to use. The door opens very nicely. It's built very well. It looks and feels like a premium device. The inside of the unit opens up, and there's 4 AA batteries in there. And there's also a Wi-Fi module that you can slide in the top. And I think most people use the Wi-Fi option. You can also get other modules, like if you have Z-Wave, maybe you're using it with Home Assistant. So my version has the Wi-Fi module, and it works with Bluetooth. It's also compatible with Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit, or Alexa. Maybe others too. And there are some other options. Like I chose the flat touchscreen, but you could also get physical buttons. Just in my experience, I don't want a physical button because I feel like it's just an extra thing to break. There's also another option that comes with a keyhole, so you can actually stick a key into it. And that might have been a good way to go for a failsafe in case something happens to the lock, but I chose to forego it, right? Because I don't know, maybe somebody can pick that lock. But yeah, either way, I'm not sure which the best decision was, but that's the one I made. So to sum that up, it's very well built, really nice design, it looks great, and it's just a high quality device overall. Okay, now let's get to installation and setup. First of all, the installation was pretty easy, and I guess I'm pretty handy. And it comes with an instruction manual as well as videos you can watch to help you install it. The only nerve-wracking thing for me is it has you do all these measurements of your door, and if it doesn't measure properly, your door's not compatible. And it seems like every single page has another hoop to jump through. Oh, now I have to measure this or my door's not compatible. And I'm sitting there like biting my nails. And luckily I must have a standard door because I went through all of these steps and my door was compatible. So after that, the installation was really easy. I'm not going to walk you through the entire installation because Yale has videos on that, but I was able to install it with ease. I had trouble maybe popping that last piece on, but again, installation was very easy for something like this. And again, this completely replaced my old locking mechanism and deadbolt and all that. And really, the app walks you through the entire setup, and it's really easy in my opinion. Okay, let's move on to the app. Now, I'm very familiar with this app because it's the same app that you will get if you use an August smart lock, because they're both owned by the same company. So it's the exact same app with different branding. So I got my August smart lock back in 2018. The app is the exact same thing as it was back then. And I'm sure they've improved it and fixed bugs, but literally nothing's different. Like, they didn't change or update it, or it doesn't really seem like they're doing much with the app, unfortunately. And it's good enough. I don't know, maybe it gets like a B a B plus maybe. It's just there's some annoyances. Like every time I open the app, it takes me to this splash screen where I have to choose which house I'm talking about. Like how many people have multiple houses with smart locks in each one. I feel like that could be cured with a simple if-then statement, software developers. But the other thing is on the settings screen, every single option says Bluetooth connection required until it connects to the lock. Which, okay, but every time I go into a new screen and go back to that screen, I have to wait again. Not the end of the world. I'm not changing settings that often, but just a little, I nitpick. And then I think my major gripe is there's literally nothing indicating how much battery life you have. And the batteries actually do last really long, and I'm pretty sure, because I have photo evidence of this, but if the batteries get really low, then it shows the battery percentage. Like it shows a little battery with a red indicator that it's running out of battery. And I have enough knowledge that I'm pretty sure they could put a battery life indicator all the time on there. I think it's safe to say. And that's like the biggest change I would make. So let's actually get to the features and smart home integration. So my model has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The lock also comes with something called Door Sense, which is a little module that sits next to the lock on top of the door. You can install it on the inside of the door, which I would have done, but I have some kind of metal framing, so I couldn't really drill through that easily. But it's fine, it's white, it blends in with the door. And this tells you if the door is open, closed, ajar. So let's start with auto lock. You can program the lock to automatically lock after a certain amount of time. Mine is 2 minutes. So if my door is closed for 2 minutes, it will automatically lock. Pretty standard. If the door's open, it knows it's open, so it's not going to auto lock. And then of course there is unlocking the door. Now if you open the app on your phone, you can just hit a button and it unlocks the door. Pretty simple. Now if you do have an iPhone with an Apple Watch, you can actually set up a complication, so you can just tap it right from your home screen, but it shows if my door is open or closed, and it has a lock and an unlock button, and you can just tap it to unlock or lock your door. Pretty cool. There's also a keypad on the front of the lock where you can just unlock it by typing in a code that you set up. What's great about codes is you can give them out to house guests or dog walkers or babysitters or anyone that you need to get into your house. You can assign them their own code and then you can delete it. You can even make it temporary and it deletes after a certain amount of time. You can also make it reoccurring, like it only works every Monday and Wednesday from 9 to 5. That's what I use with my August lock, and it's amazing. You go on vacation, you want somebody to feed your cat, you give them a temporary code. Then there's auto unlock. Now this works by determining what the radius is around your home. So when you leave that radius, your phone is aware of it, right? You've left the radius of your home. And then when you return and cross back into that radius, the lock is aware of that. So when you approach and get close to the lock, it will auto unlock itself. Make sense? I think it does. The only thing is you can't really pinpoint that radius too much. So let's say you go to a neighbor's house and it's inside the radius, and then you come home, it's not going to auto unlock. And there's another caveat to this. In order to use this feature, you're going to have to set your location permission to always allow for this app. So it's basically always monitoring your location, and that drains your battery. And of course, there's people out there with privacy concerns. So the auto unlock feature does work pretty well, but a lot of people may not want to use it for those reasons. And I'm pretty sure you can ask Siri and it'll unlock it for you. Of course, then there is the reason I got it. Literally the one reason I got this lock was for the fingerprint access. And you can program fingerprints for you, your household, maybe guests if you want them to have access, and you stick your fingerprint on the touchscreen and it unlocks the door. And this is the reason I got the lock, and this is the thing that I have the most problems with. And we're gonna get to that very shortly. But before I rip apart the fingerprint reader, I just want to touch base about Home Assistants. Like I said earlier, it's compatible with Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit, and Alexa. And I actually have all three in my smart home. Now, I use an iPhone and an Apple Watch, and I think that is the best combination. I generally find that HomeKit devices work the best for me. Like I said, you can unlock it with your phone, your watch, you can use Siri to unlock it, and I think that's the most seamless experience. I do have the Google Nest Hub Max. You can just hit home control and lock and unlock your door from there. I don't really see the value in that though. And I think using your voice to unlock your door doesn't usually make sense unless you're outside. And I'm not currently using an Android device to be able to see if it works from my watch, but it does work with my voice over Google Assistant, so it very well may. But Google typically asks for a PIN number, which is kind of annoying and defeats the whole purpose. Alright, so now let's get to my big problem with this, the fingerprint reader. The only reason I got this lock. Again, my dream was to have my little kids come home, press their fingers to the door, and have the door unlock. And it works for a little bit and then stops working. And this is basically my experience. I programmed my fingerprints, my wife, my mother, my 2 kids, all of our fingerprints were registered in the lock, and all of our fingerprints worked for, I don't know, a week, maybe a little more than a week. And then all of a sudden, certain people couldn't get in anymore. Over time, nobody could use the fingerprint reader. Now, to this point, I've reprogrammed my own fingers about 5 or 6 times into the keypad. I've used both my index finger and my thumb. And again, it works for a few days, maybe a week. I don't even think 2. And then it just stops working. When it does work, it works most of the time. There's a lot of failures in my opinion, but then it just stops working. And there's nothing more insulting than being denied access to your own house by a very annoying beeping sound. And after that, the keypad code doesn't even work anymore. Now, of course, I could still get in because I just use my phone or my watch to get in, but I got this lock for the fingerprint reader. And my kids are too young to have a phone or a watch or anything like that.
It sucks. It sucks. It actually sucks.
Sorry, I'm actually getting upset just talking about this right now. And it's upsetting because aside from that, this lock is great. Like, it's a really well-built, well-designed, smart lock, but the fingerprint reader not working correctly is such a major flaw, and it's the reason I got the device. I mean, let's say you got a brand new top-of-the-line iPhone 17 Pro Max, and it's the top-of-the-line flagship device, but Face ID doesn't work, right? Like, I mean, how would you feel about that? Sure, it may be the best phone on the market, but Face ID doesn't work. I mean, what are you gonna do? Just put your password in constantly? Sure, you could do that. Would you be happy about it? I don't think you would be. And it's not the only problem I had with the device. After a while, the door kept locking while it was open. You know, sometimes we just leave the door open for some fresh air, and it would just lock itself, not realizing it was open. I kept trying to recalibrate the little DoorSense module, and it failed every time. So I contacted Yale support about both issues, and they, of course, told me to factory reset the device. So after resetting the lock, my DoorSense issue did correct itself, and now my door consistently locks only when it's closed and not when it's open, but the fingerprint issue came right back. I'm amazing at troubleshooting. I use ChatGPT to troubleshoot now. It doesn't work. And you know what? Maybe I got a defective one where that one feature doesn't work right. Like it works sometimes and not other times. I don't know. While we're on the topic of problems, after I did that whole factory reset, maybe a day or 2 later, my keypad just died. It just wouldn't even work anymore. I contacted Yale support again, and they said I had to open up the lock and pull the cable out of the keypad and, you know, pull it back in and do a backflip, and that did fix that problem. But the fingerprint reader problem persists. It doesn't fix itself. Yale doesn't seem to have any other solutions. They didn't offer to exchange it for me, so that's where I'm at, and it's going in the review. And yes, this is the one glaring flaw about this device. Otherwise, I would be perfectly happy with it, but it actually may make me replace it with something else. The other minor thing I'm going to mention has to do with Wi-Fi connectivity. Ever since I installed this lock, I just get notifications on my phone. The smart lock has disconnected from Wi-Fi. It reconnected to Wi-Fi. It disconnected to Wi-Fi. It reconnected. I mean, it's so annoying to keep getting these notifications. So I basically just shut them off because it doesn't really matter. It shuts off from Wi-Fi probably for seconds and then turns back on. I don't need to know about that. I've never had the lock be disconnected when I needed it. And yeah, the Wi-Fi disconnection has nothing to do with the fingerprints, if that's what you're thinking. All right, so let's wrap this up. Overall, the Yale Assure 2 Smart Lock is an excellent smart lock. It has a sleek and modern design, very easy installation process, easy to set up with a pretty good app, a great amount of features, pretty good smart home integration, works very well with HomeKit and Apple products, and very reliable for the most part. But I had the fingerprint reader issue. Yale's customer support was not able to figure this out with me. They didn't offer to replace the lock for me, so I have to assume this is just an issue with the lock and not my particular one. If I didn't have these fingerprint reader issues, I would literally give this a 5-star rating, and 2 thumbs up, however you want to put it. But over the first 4 to 5 months of owning this lock, I've had 3 major issues. Yale was able to help me to resolve 2 out of the 3, but the one issue is the fingerprint reader. That's the reason I bought the lock, so that really is going to affect my decision on whether or not I'm actually going to keep it. And it does seem like there's a lot of other smart locks coming to the market that are pretty intriguing. So yeah, that's my experience, that's my review, and I hope you appreciate the brutal honesty. So if you want to see more reviews like this in the future, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Please leave a comment if you have any input, feedback. If you have a Yale Assure 2 smart lock, I'd love to hear from you. Likes are always appreciated, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.